Only a few short hours' drive from our busy modern world, there exists another world, an area of great natural beauty. Its lakes, forests, and streams are home to the Tarahumara, one of North America's largest Indian tribes. The Tarahumara have lived in this rugged mountain area for almost 400 years, since fleeing the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century. Living in this remote region, the Tarahumara have developed a culture which has been largely closed to outsiders of whom they remain suspicious.
They call us chabochis. And chabochis are tricky and not to be trusted and will take away more of their land, as the conquistadors did.
Tarahumara have combined some native beliefs with elements of Catholicism, resulting in a belief system quite unique to them. Called the Raramuri, or people that run in their native language, they're renowned for their endurance, yet they lack many things that we in our more modern world take for granted. Chief among these is competent medical treatment for the myriad diseases and injuries that occur among so many people in such primitive surroundings.
Well, one of the things that's surprising to me is despite the general poor nutritional status of your average Tarahumara, they still remain the world's finest ultramarathoners. These people run 100-mile races for fun. And the women, being the weaker sex, only have to run 50 miles. They just don't get to run, they have to kick this little wooden ball, and they'll do it all through the night, carrying torches so they can see the ball.
Dr. Mike Berkeley, an American orthopedic surgeon who has a heart for the Tarahumara and had for many years worked part-time among them, determined to leave his successful practice in the U.S. and build a modern surgical hospital in the heart of Tarahumara country. Today that hospital exists in the village of Samachike. Dr. Mike and his wife Macy live adjacent to the hospital, treating patients, overseeing daily operations, and supervising some 35 or more employees.
Well, this hospital is called Hospital Mission Tarahumara because our mission is to provide health care in the name of Christ to the Tarahumara people. The hospital is a 10,000 square foot facility. It has outpatient area, it has x-ray, it has laboratory, it has laundry, it has kitchen, it has children's ward, women's ward, men's ward, private isolation room. It has a completely equipped surgery suite with 2 operating rooms and very high-tech equipment. This place really is built to U.S. specs. It was built by Americans, and we've worked very hard to get it equipped well. We provide general medicine services for adults, pediatric consults. We have a full-time dentist who has her own dental suite. We admit people with acute and chronic illnesses. We have a very active surgery program. We do orthopedic surgery, we do general surgery, we do lots of eye surgery. The Tarahumaras make a type of alcoholic beverage. It's corned beer. It's called tesquino. In fact, it's even been described as the glue that holds Tarahumara culture together. There are basically 2 kinds of what are called tesquinadas, beer parties. One will tend to be sort of a programmed event with their holy festivals, like Semana Santa, the week before Easter, when there seems to be an ongoing tesquinada everywhere. There's also a social obligation that any Tarahumara has, that from time to time he will hold tesquinadas and invite everyone around him. Now, one anthropologist once said that the average Tarahumara spends 1/3 of his life preparing for, participating in, or recovering from tesquinadas. They tend to come pretty uncorked during one of these tesquinadas. And you hear these, again, these romantic explanations of why tesquinadas are necessary to the society. Those of us who have to deal with the results of tesquinadas, such as medical people, view them as nothing less than demonic. There's a great deal of violence that occurs in them. A lot of women are beaten. The typical Tarahumara woman is raped as a young girl in a tesquinada. There's flagrant sexuality in them, homosexuality, homosexual behavior. Those of us who work here don't find anything, romantic or, socially redeeming about them. The Tarahumaras are interesting that as a tribal group, they have no organized system of native midwives. Virtually every other tribal group in the world has midwives. You know, you've got some experienced woman in the village that helps younger women deliver their babies and passes that knowledge on to the next generation. And that's been going on for thousands of years. The Tarahumaras have the highest maternal mortality rate in Mexico and the 5th highest in the world. The typical Tarahumara woman delivers alone. There's no one to help her. She will go out to the forest and sort of hang from a tree until the baby comes out. She cuts the cord with a rock, pounding it between 2 rocks, and picks up the baby and walks back to her cabin. We have 2 midwives here. They're missionaries. And these women are now giving classes in the various villages, instructing women how to become midwives. And we're hoping that we'll make a big dent in the maternal mortality problem. It's also a great entry into the communities. You know, these communities would like to improve their health care. And one way to do it is to work with us to educate their own people.
Roads to the more remote villages are often primitive at best. A 10 or 12-mile journey might require as much as 3 to 4 hours, or in some cases even longer by jeep, but can be accomplished in a few minutes by air. Given these realities, the need for an air ambulance service soon became obvious. Besides greatly expanding the effective area of the mission and the number of people served, the time saved in reaching patients can literally mean the difference between life or death. In response to this need, Mexico Medical Missions purchased a bush plane and created an airstrip on top of a nearby mountain. Not for the faint-hearted, the relatively short, unpaved strip is at an elevation of 7,500 feet. True mission aviation at its best, the plane has quickly become a vital part of the work. Life in the Sierra is hard, and problems can seem insurmountable, but God is reaching these people and meeting their felt needs every day through the work of this ministry. Along with the work at the hospital, the Mexico Medical Missions team reaches into the surrounding areas with a variety of community health programs, including clean water projects, dentistry, reconstructive surgery, immunization, and hygiene. All of these are presented alongside the gospel message. Mike and Macy Berkeley and the dedicated staff of Mexico Medical Missions are devoting their lives to the physical and spiritual welfare of the Tarahumaras. Can you help? Will you help? Your prayers and financial support are critical in their work to bring life to the Tarahumaras of the Sierra.